Today we are going to begin drawing a snowman from a worm's eye view perspective. So perspective is your point of view, how you see things. So we are imagining that we are in the point of view of a worm on the ground looking up at the snowman. So yours doesn't have to come from the bottom corner. You can go from this corner. You can draw it however you like, but we are going to draw it as if we're looking up at the snowman. So whether you start from this corner or this corner, that is up to you. So I'm going to start my crayon a little bit more than halfway, and we are just drawing in crayon, just doing our best. We're going to come up and start to curve around. This is going to be for the bottom snowball of our snow person. So then from here, we're going to go in a little further. So we're not going to start way out. We're going to see that next curve kind of stacked on top. So you want to keep in mind that you need room for your snowman. So you want to have every single one of these fitting. We don't want to make this too tall and then not have enough room for a head. So kind of keep that in mind as you're drawing these shapes. Remember, if it doesn't go well the first time, you can always flip on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and make the curves. We're going to make a curve that goes in on the right side and a curve that goes in on the left. So this is going to be our snowman scarf. So we're going to connect that across. And now we're going to draw the part of our scarf piece. So drawing this part of our scarf piece that's kind of flying in the background, and then the one that kind of gets tucked behind. Now I'm going to draw the curve for my snowman's head above the scarf. And instead of drawing the whole curve, we're going to curve up on either side, and we're going to make the nose as if we're looking from underneath the nose. So we're going to make a smiley face curve close to the top of these lines. Point up and up. It's kind of like you're making a letter A shape. And then we can make some curving lines inside of that carrot nose. And then continue the rest of the curve for our snowman's face. Now I'm going to draw for the hat. So making a curve, much like we did with the scarf, making a curve here. And then this part might end up kind of getting cut off of the side a little. Notice I'm connecting over here. And you can make the point for your hat and add the little puff too. Now I'm going to add some details in my hat, adding some stripes. And these stripes are going to eventually kind of curve over because it's kind of like a long winter cap. And now I can add some extra details. We need the twig arms that will connect to the middle of our snowman's body. So kind of making two curving lines close to each other and having them branch off into what's like a letter V shape. Making one down below. This one's going to get kind of tucked behind my scarf a bit. So then I know I will color those in brown later. While I still have my black crayon, I might add some more details that I would want with the black crayon, maybe some of the stripes for my scarf. Adding in the tops of the eyes. So we're going to make letter U shapes that are very close to that carrot nose, coloring those in. And then adding the kohl circles for the smile. And however many you decide to do is completely up to you. So now I could add the buttons. The closest button is going to be bigger, and we're not going to see the whole button because remember, this snowball is kind of hiding a little bit of the bottom of the snowball that's above it because of the perspective that we're seeing this from. So I just made like a rainbow curve and colored this button in. The next button, we see the whole thing, but it looks a little bit smaller. And then a little bit smaller yet for that third button, because remember, as things get further away, they get a little smaller. That's why these dots are much smaller than these ones here. So now I have all my details in black. I am ready to start coloring. I can color the snowman's body with the white, coloring the carrot nose orange, the twigs brown, maybe even adding some X's with the plus sign in the middle to add the snowflake designs, coloring the white puffball at the end of my hat, and picking maybe just 2 or 3 colors to keep the scarf and the hat pretty basic. So make sure once you're happy with what you have drawn that you get your name and your room number on the back of your paper. So once we have this drawn out, then we can work on the coloring.